Hello and welcome, this is Reddit Oscar. Today I want to talk about a minor controversy that happened in the Elden Ring community. It has to do with the Game Informer recent Elden Ring coverage and what does or doesn't constitute a spoiler. And I kind of want to give my 2 cents on the topic, because my position is somewhere right in the middle. And this also provides a good opportunity for me to clarify how this channel is going to handle spoilers going forward. So first let me describe the controversy. Game Informer got to play 10 hours of Elden Ring, and they talked about their experience in their Game Informer magazine article. They also uploaded some of that footage to their YouTube channel, and they also talked about it for several hours on their Twitch. The problem was there was a backlash. Some people felt this was entirely too much information. Blind playthrough purists felt like this was entering into the territory of spoilers, especially some of the descriptions that the Game Informer guy was saying on his Twitch. Then there was a backlash in the community to the backlash, with the second group believing that the first group was being entitled, and that they had no cause to be as upset as they were. As an example, the YouTuber Ziostorm released a video expressing his displeasure at the information Game Informer made available. He got a lot of backlash for that video, and he made a tweet later that day addressing the reaction he was getting. And that video he made is now only available to members. Now, I also released a video that just showed the Game Informer footage without including their commentary. And on that video, I also got some comments accusing me of posting spoilers. Okay, so here's my take on the subject. On some level, I agree with these commenters and with Ziostorm. I watched a little bit of the Game Informer Twitch thing, but not that much, because when I got in there, I felt like he was going entirely into too much detail. I skipped to a random spot in the video, and the guy was describing something that I knew I would enjoy more if I experienced it blind and without context, and that what he was saying right now had the potential of diminishing some of my enjoyment, even if it was only a little bit. So I X'd out of that whole Twitch thing pretty quickly. I did, however, look at the Game Informer footage that they released, and it was some of the best footage I've seen. Really, it looked fantastic. Beyond normal fantastic. The problem was, after seeing it, I kind of regretted seeing it. I realized these are definitely things I would rather not know about. Whether they should be considered spoilers or not, they definitely felt like spoilers. The thing about spoilers is that it's not an objective thing. There's no clear line between what is and isn't a spoiler. On some level, a spoiler is something that you would rather not know about a game or a story. A spoiler is images or information that could diminish the enjoyment that you get from experiencing the game. But people really like hard lines and clarity. And so some people believe that it's not a spoiler, that it can't be a spoiler, if it's officially sanctioned information from the developer or the publisher. And I don't agree with this perspective. There's lots of examples, but I'm just going to use this one. Leading up to the release of The Great Ace Attorney, the Ace Attorney Twitter was putting out these videos describing the cases in a cinematic form. And the problem was that the cases were showing off victims, witnesses, and defendants. The worst one they put out spoiled the entire last case of the first game. It reveals who the victim is, and in the game, you meet the victim when he's still alive. You shouldn't have any idea he's about to get murdered. Even worse, the defendant is an important character from a previous case, which somewhat diminishes what she's doing in that previous case. Because you know whatever happens, the situation is going to resolve itself in such a way that you'll be defending her later on. And finally, they basically spoil the last bad guy. This is the final boss of the first game. So, no, I don't think spoilers are an objective thing. And even if I was wrong, and there is some objective measure, that measure is not dictated by the whim of some marketing team. Not even From Software get to decide what is and isn't a spoiler. Now, that said, I also think that Game Informer had every right to publish their story, to talk about it on Twitch, and to release their footage. And my video was clearly labeled. It says right there in the title, all the new Elden Ring Game Informer footage. I have no idea what people were expecting to find that would cause them to say that it needed a spoiler warning when the whole title clearly describes what's in the video. The whole title is a spoiler warning. The thing about spoilers not having an objective standard is a double-edged sword in this case. It means that From Software can't tell you what is or isn't a spoiler, but it also means that you need to take personal responsibility for your own intake of content. You have to be aware what your tolerance for spoilers is, and if you exceed that tolerance, you have no one to blame but yourself. No one else is responsible for curating your feed. Now, it would be different if it was like a leak of some kind, but it's not. It's official footage. I do think that the footage and the commentary on Twitch exceeded my tolerance for spoilers. If it was up to me, I'd restrict all Elden Ring information going forward, and have everyone arrested that tried to break that embargo. Sadly, I am not in charge of the world's police force yet, so the best I can do is not look at any more footage and advise other people to do the same. And that is pretty much my take. Finally, let me just advise you how I'm going to be dealing with spoilers in this last month leading up to Elden Ring. I will not be using the Game Informer footage in the background in my commentary videos leading up to Elden Ring's release. The only footage I'll use is from previous trailers and from the network test. Finally, if any new footage does get released, I will still upload it to my channel for those interested. That footage will be clearly labeled so that you know what you're getting into when you click the video. However, I myself will not be looking at that footage that I upload. It will be edited and uploaded by somebody else, and I will simply look at the comments. And that's pretty much it. As always, thank you very much for watching.